All right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Again, you know the name, you know the face. Joe Bertocchi is my name. Wow. AK, yeah, right. That's it, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bring the bucket with you too, pal. Is he good, Mark? I told you he's good. He'll be here all week. Okay. Take care of your bartenders. Oh, the camera's over here. Thank you. So Joe Bertocchi is my original name. I have a company called Joe's Plumbing. Passed the business cards around earlier. I've been a plumber for, good God, 25 years. Local, okay. With it's like ESPN. He's looking here, then he's back here. For about 25 years. I've had a business for about 3 years. I love being a business owner. It's totally different than being a little worker bee, you know, with the union. How I came up, I went through my apprenticeship the right way. I went through a 5-year apprenticeship at Local 130. It was an interesting opportunity. When I first started, I hated it. I came from a family business of plumbers. Everybody was a plumber. Guess what you're going to do, kid? Brothers, sisters, everybody in my family. So that's a little bit how I came up. Grew up in the south suburbs, and came up with the plumbing company. My dad shopped for 37 years. Was known as Bertocchi Plumbing. So yeah, here I am. I never thought I'd be a plumber, but here I am. So what? Who am I? What do I do? And where do I go? What is my parameters? Who am I? I just explained it. I'm located. Just bought a new shop, a new office, 7125 West Gunnison. It's right behind the Family Palace. I think a couple of you remember the Family Palace. Okay, exactly.
You still go there. I just park in the back.
There you go. I'm telling you, this guy's good, right, Mike? Yeah, we're taking it on the road. We're just gonna do it. Grab a suitcase now. Let's go. So right behind the Family Palace, got an office there. Got a shop there. 3 to 5 guys on and off. I did pretty much my whole plumbing career. I did commercial. You know, work with commercial plumbing shops. My dad had a plumbing shop. Now I'm on the residential end. Why the residential end? Number one, it's not as cutthroat. Working in the union was great. It was a great opportunity. For any young person that wants to do it, come up the right way. Learn how to do things the right way. Get the skills, get the skill set, get the background, and then if you want to go off and do something else, work at your own shop, do that. That's what I did. I just got tired of the politics. I got tired of the backstabbing, so to speak. You can't work hard enough for some of the good folks down there. But anyway, it was a great opportunity. I love my unions. I support the unions. And I appreciate everything. Been in business 3 years. I'm located here on Gunnison and Harlem. And if anyone ever wants to come on by, I'd love to learn more about your business, because it's just not about me, friend. It's about you as well. Come on by. We'd love to sit and chat with you, learn more about your business. Mark, you're a stone's throw away. Pete, you probably live across the street. So that's what I love doing. I love promoting other people's business. What do? I do residential plumbing. Give you a couple examples. Pass around a couple things right here. Show and tell. Whoever can guess any of these things, you win a free new car today. It's parked out back. No, just kidding. If you want,
Check bell.
he's good. He's telling jokes and he knows everything. If you want to pass that around the horn, we'll do a little bit. Right there. Yeah, Don. Exactly. That is a check valve. That is going to go on your. Don, do you know where that goes?
On your sump pump.
There you go. That's my new partner. Don, can you suit up after work? We got a few calls today.
I got some dirty jeans in the vest. I'm good.
As you see, I'm doing the profiling here. And oh, by the way, the nice little logo here brought to you by none other than Miss Ginny Kanzioka here, doing the great work on the logo, marketing brand in there. So, so what do? I do residential plumbing. That's one of the tools. If you want to keep passing that down, when you get a chance, Kurt. Sorry. I just brought a couple things, tools of the trade here, a little bit. Exactly. We use it for bingo, too. B47. Yeah, so residential plumbing is very interesting. Who's a good client? Who's a good referral for me? People like Fran, people like Mark, people like Jenny, people like Pete, people like Don, Kurt, everybody in the room, is because anyone that owns a house, that owns a condo, that owns a townhouse can be a good client for me. I've probably done work in 50% of the people's places right here. Not only do I like to do the work, but I like to get to know the people. You get to know the people, you get to know the family, you get to know a little bit the sub-story, behind the people that you see, and that's the part I really like about it. What do I do? One more time. Like I said, I am a residential plumber. I do sump pumps, ejector pumps, hot water heaters. I could totally disconnect a heater right there, get it out, transport, probably in about 2 hours. Did some water heater work at Pete's place. We ran a brand new gas line out to his grill. I think it was last summer. It was a great job. Got to Pete, his partner. There you go. Nothing blew up yet, so I think we're doing good. What's that? A gas line, yeah. So basically plumbing, when you hear plumbing, there's basically 3 different lines that we work with. We work with waste lines, we work with fresh water supply, hot, cold, and we work with vent lines, which brings the smell out of the lines. And lastly, we work with gasoline, or gas lines. In Chicago, it's so big, it's so enormous here in Chicago. It's not just the plumbers union, Mike, as we also have the pipe fitters. And the pipe fitters pretty much handle supplying the HVAC units that you see. They'll run, bigger lines to that, chill lines and this sort of thing, pipe fitters. So, but you go to other places, you'll have the plumber, quote unquote, will handle 90% of the things. But here, I can pretty much do just about everything. And it's great because sump pumps, ejector pumps, those are in the house when anything breaks down. It's down in your basement, down by your furnace and that sort of thing. You got pits in the ground. We're the guys that open up those lids and everything and just kind of dive face first into there and take care of. We got to take care of those. Make sure you take the power off the pump before you pull it out. And I had a couple other things. I want to just kind of pass them around the horn. See if we can play a little show and tell around here. See if anybody knows any of these items right here. Just kind of one more thing here, Monica. Sorry about that. These are just some of the tools of the trade going around the horn, folks. If you could just keep bringing it around the horn so everybody can see it. Like Don said, this was a great call. This is for your sump pump. This is a check valve. You want to make sure that this arrow that the water is discharging out of here, it leaves your pit and it goes into your overhead sewer, which goes out of your house. Didn't really know what to say or what to do. Plumbing is so diverse. There's so many things that you can do. Hot water heaters, sump pumps, ejector pumps. I get a lot of calls for sump pumps. What's a sump pump? Sump pump handles a lot of folks up in Park Ridge, Des Plaines. You got the Des Plaines River right up there. Get a lot of calls for over there. You get a pump. You get a main pump and you get a backup pump. I wish I could bring them all in here, but it'd be like a bunch of stuff. A main pump and a backup pump. And what it is, a backup pump, what does it do? Well, backup pump is connected to a battery, literally a car battery. Long story short, if your main pump ever goes out, you get a big rain coming in, it's going to knock out your main pump. You better make sure you got a backup pump. What's a backup pump connected to? Not the elbow. It's the car battery. Thanks, Mike. Guy number 2. I think I'll have a full truckload here today, guys. Suit up after this, and we'll do some calls. But yeah, so sump pumps, ejector pumps, and Fran, that's a good thing. You might get some calls, folks, inspection, pre and post inspection too, Kurt. Mark, you might see that. Clients might need that. I go out on quite a few calls, and that's what I get to call. Joe, make sure the sump pump, the backups, everything's hooked up. Those are important things, and a homeowner might need. Hot water heaters. That's a huge thing. People don't know. I see that they're incorrectly supported. Here's something right here. You want to pass this around the horn. This is copper piping right here, folks. I don't know, right here, there, Monica. This right here, a common mistake that people make when they go from galvanized pipe, and I could go on. I'll just keep it short. But one of the main problems that people make, am I okay on time, Mike? Yeah, okay. You got threads right here. This is what we call a dielectric union. One of the main things that you see a lot of union plumbers know that I'll come in on jobs and I'll see it's kind of like a handyman, so to speak, or guys don't know what they're doing. This is what we call galvanized old school. Back in the 80s, they started changing, going from the galvanized, old galvanized. You hear about lead, Flint, Michigan, all this kind of stuff. Well, what happens was they had the galvanized pipe, which is a threaded pipe, and what I'm passing around the horn now is what we call, you can play it as a flute. It's a telescope, yeah. And this one right here, folks, you see where it's going. It's the industry transferred, Mike. Back in the 80s, they started going from galvanized pipe on the water supply, on your fresh water.